Yo, what is up guys? I'm back and welcome back to another review, and in today's video we are beginning the 15-year Transformers Prime celebration with a throwback review to the Transformers Prime RID Bumblebee. And this figure in particular, I actually got from TFCon LA 2024, and that was one of the best experiences of my life. And this figure in particular got me really excited to get my hands on it because it was just such a unique and interesting figure, with obviously having one of the better characters of Transformers Prime being Bumblebee. And honestly, for 15 years later, I think it holds up pretty well, and I think you guys will agree with me on that too. But I'll go ahead and show you guys what I mean by that as we get straight into the review.
And here we are with the Transformers Prime RID Bumblebee, a very interesting yet complex figure thanks to the function that this guy has. And for being 15 years old, it holds up pretty well, and I'll show you guys what I mean as we take a closer look here at this Bumblebee.
And so taking a look here at Bumblebee's detailing, as you can see, there is a lot of very close detailing to the Transformers Prime show. And honestly, I think it works out for this particular design of Bumblebee, as it definitely works in the fact that a lot of kids are going to have a lot of fun playing around and feeling around this figure, as it feels more like it was designed for a kid with having slightly cheaper plastic, which I'm not really complaining by that with any regards. He surprisingly has a lot of articulation and is able to get into a lot of poses. And speaking of articulation, let's go and get into that. So he does have a ball joint at the head, allows him to look up and down a little bit. You can actually move this back piece, move his head a little bit further back. You do have windows in his back, and this does allow a full 360 at the arm, although I would not recommend doing this due to the sort of thinness of the plastic. The arm can move out. The shoulder piece does sometimes get stuck on the arm, so if that's the case, just lift it back up. You do have a swivel here, then at the elbow, no wrist swivel unfortunately, and no waist swivel either, which is definitely a little more on the unfortunate side. The leg can kick pretty high up, the leg can kick about that far. And you do of course have the beautiful spread. You have a thigh swivel, bend at the knee going really far, past 90 degrees. You have an up and down at the foot, as well as an up and down at the ankle. No pivot unfortunately, but honestly, due to the overall of this figure, I think that despite having limited articulation, he can still get into a lot of very dynamic poses, which is something that I do really appreciate about this figure and this character overall. Now, getting into his accessories, he comes with only 2 accessories, being these blasters, and I'm really happy that he actually came with 2 rather than just 1. Now, how you attach these is, there's obviously the peg on the bottom, and it goes into this spot right here. So you just put these into the arms, and this was one of the more unique sort of designs for Bumblebee, actually having blasters come out of his arms rather than having, handguns, which is something that I really like about Bumblebee and Transformers Prime, due to just how unique he was from a lot of his other continuities. And now for some size comparisons, here he is next to the first edition /APC bulkhead, Transformers Prime wheeljack, APC/TST soundwave, lift jumper, and a bit of a strange one, but here he is next to Raphael, in case you guys want to see how this thing compares to like the APC/Hasbro figurine of Raphael, in case any of you guys have it. And I actually want to mention, these two are so cute together. Like, it is amazing how cute these two are together. So there you are. And now we get into the transformation, and I will admit it's very simple, and at the same time it can be a little complicated, so bear with me. So we're going to start off down here at the legs, and we're literally going to fully collapse the legs up, tap them together, and that's it for the legs. Literally, the legs are so simple. All the work is mainly up here in the arms and the entire torso. So what I like to do is I like to bring these pieces down while I'm bringing all of this up, because there's actually, it's sort of like a function. So there's a lot of pieces it's literally a mechanism. So you bring all of this up and it forms the front of the arm. Straighten out the arms, fold out the doors with the hand, fold the window over. There are 2 tabs that are going into these 2 slots here. So I'm going to go and just bring all this down. And then you can do this one of 2 ways. I'm going to do both ways one at a time. So you can either bring the doors in and tab into place, and then you can bring the arms up, or you can bring the arms up first and then tap in the doors. It really does not matter either way. And the final step is to make sure that these pieces on the bottom are fully folded up, so that way it gets them out of the way. Give it a nice squeeze, and there we go. There is Bumblebee in his vehicle mode. And beginning to take a closer look at this thing, this is definitely the highlight of the two, because this is such a good looking and accurate alt mode. It is amazing, and the fact they were able to do this in 2010, 2011 is truly remarkable. Like, I commend Hasbro for being able to put this much love and work into a figure, especially when, like I said, for being 15 years old. That is truly amazing. And you can actually take the blasters, in case you're wondering how you bring them together like this. It's kind of similar where it's plug, so you just plug them together like that. And there is a hole on the engine, and you can actually plug it in like that. And he has little weapons on the front of his car mode, which is a little strange to me. But yeah, it's just like, overall, for being 15 years old, this is a figure that can definitely hold up. But I'm gonna go ahead and go to my overall ranking and give you guys my personal thoughts on the Transformers Prime RID Bumblebee. Now guys, getting into my personal thoughts on this Bumblebee, what do I think about it? Well, some pros, obviously being 15 years old, it holds up really, really well in the fact that the painting, sculpting, articulation, and just everything about it overall holds up 15 years later. And it's a figure that I have had a lot of fun messing around with, transforming back and forth. It's one of those kind of figures where it's like you can't really stop transforming it, and it's really fun to do. Only con that I really have with the figure is the fact that, one, it doesn't come with any ankle pivot, but then again, I'm pretty sure ankle pivots were kind of rare back in 2010, 2011, so I'm willing to give it an exception. The only other thing, though, is the function. Sometimes the function can be a little hard to work with, because it will sometimes mess with you, and it's harder to go to robot than car mode than car to robot. But overall, just the overall figure in general is just amazing, and it's a figure that I would like to see redone at some point, and maybe without the function, because if it didn't have that, this figure would be even better than it already is. But what are my overall ranking on it? If I were to scale this from between 1 and 10, I would give it a honest 8 out of 10. It's a really solid figure, and it's a figure that will definitely stand out on your collection, especially if you're a Transformers Prime fan like myself. But with that, guys, that go ahead and marks the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and I really hope you guys continue to enjoy the content. And yeah, if you guys haven't, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on that bell notification so you guys don't miss another video from your boy. Comment down below who is your favorite Transformers Prime character, and why are they your favorite? I would personally really love to know that. But with that, guys, I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a good day, have a good night, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side.
Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. This is Optimus endorsing Thundermus Prime. It's prime time.